one of the usual every weekend at the
Usual,
Sporters
usual,
volleyball page.
usual visitor, and we are really always happy to welcome you and have your insight on the games. We look
Much.
forward to following this game together as the volleyball fraternity. So today, KCC meets Sporters again this season. The first game having ended in favor of KCC. So today, KCC are looking forward to maintaining their winning streak. What do you think the team so far from what you have seen, especially in the first game of the season?
I think it was a convincing win by KCCA. I mean, obviously by convincing because they won 3-0. But these two teams being amongst the top four teams in Uganda, surely it can be anyone's game on any day. So we live to see what Sporters has corrected on, and we live to see if KCCA are able to still stand and prove that point that you know what for the past several games, including last year in the league, they've always taken advantage of Sporters.
Yeah, because I understand when you say anyone's game because national club championships this year, semi-finals, KCC won it. Previous year in Imbarara, it was in favor of Sportes, and both teams qualified for the semi-finals last season, but they were all both beaten in the semi-finals. Sportes losing to Ndeje, KCC losing to the defending champions today, Mkumba, and now they are looking forward to starting again their journey into the playoffs of the National League. First game for both of them. Is this the first game for KCC this season?
Yes, this is their first game. We saw last week the defending champions are running riot over the silver medalist, that is KCB Nkumba beating Ndeje Elites at the Lugogo Indoor when we launched the league, the National League. So we live to see what our third position, the bronze medalist who is KCCA, and our fourth placed Sporters will give us today. But I must say, Agaba, one of the things that I'm expecting is that the side that will win today is definitely going to be a saving side. I don't know what you think teams are going to use as a weapon, but for me, I feel like between these two teams, normally the side that gets their serve very, very well, manages to get aces, manages to blocks well, normally they will take this game home. What are your thoughts?
I think generally in a volleyball game, the first weapon is always the defense, and service, reception, and block. That is the best. That is the best, especially in the ladies' games.
Oh,
I think
yes.
the one who does serve well and defend well, utilize those free balls, that will be the team that wins.
All right,
Sporters
we
looked
have the
convincing in
lineups
Deje,
there.
but today, uh,
So we do have the ladies on court there. We have the lineup for KCCA. We have the setter starting on 6. We have their middle blocker Tina starting on 5. We have Maggie, their receiver attacker starting on 4. We have Supernatural there, who was outstanding the previous match as the opposite. And we also have Flavia there as one of the middle blockers. Do you want to give us the lineup for Sporters?
yes, for Sporters Volleyball Club, Agnes Akanyo starts in 1, Flavia starts in 2. We have Lado starting in 3, Esther in 4, Aisha in 5, and Comfort starts in 6.
Are you sure that's Flavia? I thought that was Doreen.
That's Flavia in 2.
Wow. So Flavia is starting, is the
Starting
starting setter
setter.
there. All right. Okay, I'm definitely used to that,
Set.
Doreen. So we see the first point going to KCCA there, with the KCCA using their left-hand opposite, who turned out to be a starter. I think they are keeping Eunice out so that Eunice can be an option also for the receiver attackers.
It's very, very, very amazing how Supernatural has adjusted to this game.
That's true.
2 seasons ago, a center player who was still learning. This season she's an opposite, and she's doing well.
She's doing actually very well. We've seen the first set era there from the KCCA setup. And I also do want to mention that Agnes, who started the service for Sportes is also quite a good saver. So Kcca will be happy that they got her out of the service box first time. But also Flavia, the setter as well, has got very good saves. So let's see if Kcca can reply once they.
Oh, poor reception there by Kcca. Free ball by Sportes.
See that ball going long there from Kcca after they had failed to side out first. Like we said, that Flavia is a good setter. She really targeted where the setter is coming in from and where Supernatural wants to go. Where Supernatural wants to go out from. And Sportes now has a break point and they're leading 2-1.
2-1 and at home. Oh.
We see a block error.
Yes. By Sportes. 2-2.
I think there's one thing that we really should have mentioned here, that we haven't seen Comfort. We didn't see Comfort at NCC. And what difference do you think she's going to bring to the game today, seeing that she has not only come on the bench, but she has started? Because the past NCC, we saw that she was dressed up, but she was not amongst the 14. And I checked that. So what difference was she?
She wasn't there. She wasn't there. She hadn't been training also for quite a while. She was busy. And today she comes back and she's already starting to show what we were missing.
Okay,
in that game.
Yeah. Defensive error there by Kcca, which takes Sportes to a 4-2 lead without really having so much effort, but getting their attacks right on point.
They have not yet started showing so much on attacks. More errors, but they count anyway. Another service error by Sportes, and it is 3-4. Kcca trailing by only 1 point.
Who are some of the toughest savers that you are expecting from both sides? Like Kcca,
I expect Maggie. Maggie is a good server for Kcca. I think Comfort has a good service on the Sportes side, even Aisha. And yeah, Kcca has a good service. Supernatural too. Service is a bit tricky. Not really hard, but tricky. I'm looking forward to those.
So probably you mean it's tactical. It goes to the right zone, tactical. Okay, and then and we see Sevs working there for Sportes. They targeted Maggie there, and an overpass resulted in a first-time attack there by Agnes. And like we said earlier on, that's what we expect surely. But let's see how long Sportes can maintain the lead. They seem to be doing pretty well right now. And this is their tallest block, by the way. So if they capitalize...
Are we focusing on the wrong servers?
We see another ace save.
Focusing on the wrong servers, because Esther is surely doing something we didn't expect from her.
I sort of expected Esther to serve. She normally serves very well in tactical as well. See a good pass there, and they're going to run middle, but that's a dump, and good cover there, good pickup, and Comfort is really doing a great job sending those balls to space. Good defenses from both sides.
Good cover by Esther.
A free ball there coming in from Sportes.
Oh, this is behind. And the ball goes out from Kcca. It is now 8.
8-3.
8-3.
So Esther has continued to give them that troublesome
4 times now.
Yes.
Kcca finding it hard to receive that ball. And we haven't talked about the coach. 2 games in management, 1 win, 1 loss. 1 against Sportes. And Yep.
For me, I think having a relationship with her, I think she's familiar with volleyball so much. She has
Yeah, I've
played
seen her on
volleyball.
that bench for some time. She has always been there. She has always been there on that bench for KCC. She knows the team she's coaching. It's not a new team for her.
Yes, she's coached well, and she's being mentored by Sheila. So definitely she knows a lot about this team, and she has got experience.
First time out by Kcca. Uh, KCC trailing by 6 points. Spotted 3. Spotted 9. KCC 3.
So it looks like the pass has started troubling Kcca, and if Sporters continues to serve this way, Kcca might be in trouble. We see if the timeout will help them to get another to get a point, because this is quite a big lead. However, I'm not sure if in the women's games, as we have seen in the past, you have a team catching up even when they were being led by so many.
Anything can happen in the women's games.
Anything can happen. That's true.
So that is
Yeah,
very true.
that's a good pass coming in there, and a block coming in there from Agnes. I think that set was tight too. From the
That
angle we're
looks
looking at, we can't
tight
see, but
for the
it looks like
attacker.
it was tight.
Too tight for the attacker. KCC are still struggling, but and Sportes seems to have gained momentum. They are blocking well. They are covering well.
Yes, another pass going haywire there. The setter running,
Pass
and
wide.
block
Setter is
comes.
struggling for that ball,
Oh.
but
Yes. So I think now KCA really needs to change something.
I think the focus is on the players really, because these are the
Yeah.
players that have been playing for KCC. The service is not that hard. They need to focus and receive.
They really need to
They need to
focus. They
focus
really
and
need to
receive.
focus. 11-3.
This is the
That's
team.
a huge score difference there.
Yeah.
And finally, Esther. Oh, that was an ace actually.
Another
I thought
serve,
she had gone on the
some
net.
pace. She has served from 4 now to 12. Those are 8 points. Like you said at the beginning, probably the one who serves better is likely to win. And now, finally, she has served it in the net.
So that's a break point there, but the lead is already gone. It's 8-12 now. Let's see how Tina saves there, and she makes the error there at a time where they needed that serve.
Yeah, clearly, this was not something they would expect. They were trailing by 6 points earlier on. This could have been a time when they try to catch up, and it's going to be a disappointing thing for them. But hopefully, they do better. Aisha does the same,
and takes that serve out as well, giving them a freebie there. But the difference is still there. Quite a lot of points there. They will need a tough serve. They will need very good blocks to get those points.
Yeah, she takes it out. But what do you think KCC needs to do to reduce this gap, at least before they are able to reach 24?
I will stick to they need to serve. They need to serve and at least get those free balls, because I'm not sure if they will be able to block those many balls. But I know with service, it's something that they have the potential to do. And you see now they're having a couple of defenses, but an error there from Shamim.
She attacks it so hard in the net, and now it is a range of 9 points. Sportes 14, KCC 5. Not the start KCC would have expected when they came for this game at 1 p.m. But the game has just started. It is set 1. We have to wait and see how it happens. Comfort also gives them a 3 point.
Yeah, it's
6-14.
It's really so sad that after the service run by Esther, every other player has gone out into the box and said to themselves, maybe let me get a hard serve. Perhaps I could get those points that Esther scored for us. But unfortunately, they didn't get those points. But the difference is still good enough for them, I should say.
Still good enough, but Kcca has 3 free points from Sportes on service. Same thing as Sportes does. Kcca has also lost 3 services. So you can see the error rate on service is a little bit big. But Sportes has also improved their lead. It is now 9 points again.
Yes, we live to see if Egi, who's also another strong saver for Sportes, can have couple of scores or that save broken, and she goes wide again, which is a bonus point for Kcca. I think Kcca at this point should be looking at having someone to really save to reduce that gap. As we see, the gap has just, Sportes has managed to keep it point for point, which is a big advantage for them.
It's big, but both teams are giving away 3 points. Now 4 services out for Sportes, 3 services out for Kcca.
Yes. A free ball coming in there, picked up by the setter, and they set again to Super, who's really not approaching. She's just taking that ball while standing, and there's a net touch there from Kcca. And another break point, and now the lead is by 8 points. I really think we need to see a coordinating Kcca in terms of the pass. I think it's the pass really that they need right now.
Well, yeah, the reception has failed, and they're struggling to score. Supernatural has tried 3 attempts and failed to score that ball, but they are trusting her, and you can see, I think they need to explode. Everything seems to not be working. I don't know why, but it doesn't. And range is now at 10 points. And
a double there being charged for the setter. I thought that set was high enough for her to just push it whether on the outside or in the middle, but we see her being charged a double there, most probably because she was at a comfortable position to set.
Yeah, she's trying out everyone because positions are not scoring. Power is failing. She's now trying everything, and now.
And we have the libero as well failing to pass.
Yes. And Sportes is punishing them. But Aisha attacks it wide. The point for Kcca.
So if you're joining us, welcome. We are live on Sportes YouTube volleyball page. The league match against Kcca and Sportes, both playing their first games of the league in this. And Sportes is leading 17-8. And a couple of good defenses there for Kcca, who really seem to be showing intention. And unfortunately, Shamim on that back row attack sends it ball onto the net, an unforced error after some quite good defenses.
The Sportes seems to have gotten their momentum. Kcca is struggling to find it. Things are not working out well in this set. And I think that, well, is this the much needed change for the team?
We see her changing the setter there, but that is Damali, who normally plays as receiver attacker. We haven't seen her set before. Okay, let's see. There could be surprises. You know, some players adapt quickly.
Surprises in this league.
Yeah.
And service goes wide again. That is 6. That's 5 points out.
For me, I would say Sportes is in a comfortable position.
But they have scored more for Kcca than Kcca has actually scored for them.
Which is true.
And if you look at that, you look at also Sportes living along the lead. KCC has equally served out like 4 times.
Which is true, but I would say for me, if a team is serving that way and
That's
they've
hard.
got this comfortable lead, you're saying they might probably next set are good to go because they've gotten their rhythm. They've gotten all they need to do probably is the coach to tell them, take one step back. Because those serves have got good speed and they're only going wide. And from where I see, they're not really going to the fence. So take that one step back and go back. Another serve there, and Damali just lifts the ball up and they manage to score.
She serves, sets it well. 10-19. KCC trailing by 9 points. Do you really think they can fight and get this set back?
Well, right now, looking at the fact that they are going to be in 20 very soon, I feel like it may be hard for Kcca to catch up, but they might try and finish strong to show intention for the next set.
That is all they need right now. That's
Yes.
all they need. Because
That's a good pick there by Tina, and a net touch there. And Damali has managed to just throw those balls up. At times, you just need that confidence to throw the balls up, and players go above the court and see what they can do. And they keep going.
the power attackers seem to trust her. They are not struggling with the balls. They are doing well. And now the gap has been reduced. 8 points.
Yes.
From 10.
As players, you should get to a point where you're like, you know what, this is who is on court right now. I'm going to support them. And a net touch charge there against Flavia, the middle blocker for Kcca, at a point where they had defended very well. But if I'm spotters, I would be like, okay, we will gladly have that because you guys were now starting to really harass us there.
Now a double substitution for Team Spotters. Flavia, the setter, is out. She's replaced by 13, Renata. And finally, the captain is on, replacing Aisha.
What position does Renata, like, is the strength for Renata? I see her, she does
Attacker,
well
no.
on, yes, I know, but I mean right side or left side, as in receiver, attacker or opposite. What do you think is the strongest position?
Her strongest position is 2, and I think she's going to be going there. Yeah, she's in 2.
Okay, I've also always thought she can play better even on receiver attacker. Yeah.
Yes, she can. She can. Depends on the tactical approach of the coach. And at the moment, the preferred position is opposite.
Right. So another error there by Kcca, and a good pass there and in the middle, but is defended as Flavia goes straight, and the ball goes out. A point for Kcca, who you can tell right now they are really starting to talk to one another. They are really starting to coordinate, and spotters are quite comfortable. They'll be like, okay, keep coming, but we are good to go.
Surprisingly and very notably, Damar is setting those balls really, really well.
She is really putting her effort.
From her so far. She's doing well. Good set again.
That was a set on the net, but we see the attacker supporting her, and the block there, another one there, and Comfort will just send it over. The libero picks it up. Let's see what Damali seems to be setting those boys a bit tight right now. Yes, those 2 sets went tight, and she gives opposite, and Eunice just dumps it as well. So now we're really starting to see that difference of her being the setter and the quality of sets that she's giving. But she's got good movement.
Well, the attackers know whom they have, and they are giving her the confidence. And you can see KCC are now fighting. They're picking that ball. They are not letting the ball land, and they are beginning to reap the fruits of that.
Oh yes, definitely. We all can see the fight is there now, and we see definitely spotters being off their system as well there. You see a block there again, and a peak. The libero,
that's a good cover.
The libero has done quite some good peaks there. A set to 4 set. And Renata scores there. Yes, finally Renata scores. Save. What is her strength? Is she coming to serve or is she coming to defend? Because at times
serve and defend.
But you can. Most of the times it can be one. Is she capable of doing both? Is she that strong in doing both?
Strong, very experienced player who has been at spotters for quite some time.
Because for me, every time she comes on, I've seen the service doesn't work for her. Defense does work for her. I've seen that a couple of
She
times.
does.
So I would say she comes in to defend instead of serving. Maybe she may need to just
She does.
send the ball over the net and then defend it.
She really has a good service, but she served out. Like you said, you've observed, she has served it out.
So we see Comfort, that substitution being reversed there so that Comfort can come in and Renata sends it out again. So we're seeing the end of this set looking different.
It's different.
What do you think Kcca has changed?
Yeah, it's trying to catch up. The 10-point gap reduced to about 7 only. I think they are getting the momentum they need for the next set.
Yes, and they're getting Kcca off system. Kcca may need, Sporters. So Sporters may need to coordinate and have those passes go to the setter so that the setter can really run all systems well. Renata, another error there, reducing the gap again.
Timeout by Sporters. Are we judging this set too early? Could Kcca really catch up this set and actually get it back?
In a women's game, you'd never really know. But honestly, at this point in time, I would say it will really be so sad for Sporters if they lost the set. However, Kcca on the other side, we should not forget that they are a really mentally strong team. They're really mentally strong. They have got this great teamwork. They understand each other.
Because you can see the ratio points, it is 3-1 for Kcca. Kcca is making 3 points, Sporters is making 1, and that is a very dangerous ratio right now.
That's true.
Kcca can still catch up if they are around 21-23 by the time they finish this set. That would be easy for Kcca to catch up.
Let's see if the timeout works there for Sporters. All three attackers in front, and that is the coach's point is the saves go out there.
Sadly.
Shamim sends it out, and Kcca are on 16 while Sporters are on 23, and Sporters will save to see if they can get that 1 point to get to match point.
Okay. Agnes, she's yet to serve a ball on court.
Oh yes, actually she's yet to save a ball on court. She saves that one to Maggie, and a good set there by Damalim behind her back, and there's a net touch by I always forget her name, the South Sudanese jersey number 9. Lado. I was about to say Gum, then I was like, no, Gum plays for the men. Lado. So 17-23 the score. The score is looking quite decent now.
Quite decent. Yeah, it looked bad really at the start of the game, but it's good. Kcca brings in a server.
Her name is Joanne, the young lady. Let's see if she is able to take that in. I feel like players need to be psychologically prepared. Yes, you train it at training, and you know when you come in, the coach has said you want to save. But Sport is still looking comfortable there, 23-17. And she serves well, by the way. She really served well.
Good.
And free ball, yes, they get that ball, and is set there, and Maggie sends it onto the net. What an unforced error after that good save. And Sporters will gladly take that.
Very difficult at this time of the game because you're chasing. And that was substitution again.
Being reversed.
Flavia has come to finish her game. 24 for Sporters, 17 for Kcca.
So Flavia joined Sporters this year, coming from VBC. I think she's got some experience. She is set for the national team. Am I correct?
Yeah, for the national
so team. Yeah, something good there for Sporters. And we do hope they embrace this. We also see there a change.
Change for Kcca. Maggie comes out.
Tina comes on. That's also is looking unusual because Tina is a middle player. She's a middle player, but like we said at this stage, our volleyball, a player can just be versatile.
It really did work on setting.
Oh yes, it did.
See how it works.
Oh yes, it did, because the gap really reduced. And they save Shamim there. Let's see if Tina can, but she sends that ball easily because that's probably a high ball, not something that she's comfortable with. Lado blocks there, and they easily give the ball to the setter. And Eunice there tries to score, but is defended. We see another free ball coming in. KCCA are really having a lot of unforced errors today, which is not in their
Unforced
nature.
errors on both teams. They are struggling to score that free ball. They don't seem to know what to use it for.
They know what they want to use it for, but they're just probably just
It is
really capping
some
early.
sides, because
Yeah,
this ball crossed over like 2 times for both teams. I'm failing to utilize that ball.
that's true. While it crossed over 2 times for Sporters, it was a bit uncomfortable. That's why they would send it as a free ball. But for KCCA, it was really going to the three where the setter
Mm.
sets better from to create a lot of opportunities for their system game for all the attackers. But we saw several of their attackers either sending it back as a free ball or just sending it on the net.
Yeah. Set one ends in favor of Sporters. KCC will be coming back now to fight because this was a really, really disappointing set for them.
Mm.
We wait to see what the coach will tell them and how they are going to change their set. This second set that they're coming for.
Yes.
Where is the water? Give it to her.
All right. Thank you for joining us. We are back. We are back. I'm with Gaba.
Team struggling with that free ball again. Good
Both
defense by
yes.
Kcca.
Free ball going over there. I like the fact that spotters are sending their free balls to the one position, which is really quite tactical. And Comfort, they blocked there by Kcca.
Good block by Kcca. And a 4-point gap reinstated by Kcca. This looks like a set for Kcca.
If I was the coach, I would say to spotters, try and slow down. They seem to be rushing quite a lot of things. They are rushing through their passes right now. They are rushing through their defenses because they are getting most of those defense touches. However, they are not getting them to the correct position because even their bodies are not maintaining the posture. And finally, that has resulted in an ace. Yes,
an ace for them. You can see the frustration on their faces.
Definitely,
having won
definitely.
that first set comfortably. They didn't seem to be expecting Kcca to hype the game this way.
Yes, and Flavia is on the service box. Who I would say her services depend on a certain day. One day they are strong, the other day they are weak, but we can see her going in that 6 deep there where spotters seem to have left that gap. I feel like Comfort has gone way too out as if she's avoiding the pass. So there's quite a lot of space between Comfort and Shamira there.
She received it over. It's now a 6-point gap. The match needed a timeout for spotters. And of course, the focus is on the libero. The reception is not really working out well.
Yes, we've seen the reception not working, and they really need to go back to the basics. They really need to think about their passing, especially the libero and her receiver attackers. They need to talk about it. They need to take that one step in, and if she tries to go behind them, thereby she'll be going wide.
Right.
So the teams are back on court. Kcca is still jersey 17, their middle. Flavia, who we have seen really come up over these few years, because when I first came to Uganda, she was a beginner in volleyball, and now already she's a starter at Kcca. Another pass that doesn't go to the setter, and the libero picks a ball that is out there, and Comfort goes again, and they score a point through the block touch.
5 points, chasing 5. Timeout seems to have worked for Sportes, but it is too early to judge. You have to wait and see how Kcca reacts to this.
Yes.
Esther, who put the gap, is back.
Yes, the first set we saw Esther serving very well. And there she is again. That's a way off system. They'll have to score once, and that is sent out. So we can see her services as tactical there.
Yeah.
You know, she knows who to go for, and she knows how to put them off system. That's the gap reduced by 1 point.
Yeah, Kcca is struggling.
In tennis, I know when that happens, you literally look at your opponent and say, I'm sorry, but I don't know if you'll be sorry because you still take the point. Like when you hit and it hits the net and it drops, but still that is an ace serve.
Nice for Sportes, a lucky point there.
Yes, that's a lucky point, yeah, and they'll take it. The score is reduced again to a gap of 3. Ball peaks there. Is it gonna go as a free ball? No. Dome says no, free ball. And we have a good attack there by Eunice, the captain. Is Eunice still the captain for the national team?
Don't know about that. It's been some time since we saw the national team play.
But they played last year. It hasn't been some time. The ladies played last year. So last year, I don't think is some time. Yeah.
Sometime there was a team that played this season against the Italians.
No, that was a select. That was not the national team. The national team was last year when they went. I think it was Cameroon, and I think she was the captain. We see another
So
pass
it's safe
there.
to say she still is.
Yes. Comfort sends it out there. She looks like the set came towards her when she was trying to approach, thereby she was not in a comfortable position, as the name says. She loves comfort. Her name is Comfort. Easy pass there by Shamira, and the ball doesn't cross over the net.
6 points gap reinstated by Kcca.
We haven't seen much of those opposite sets going to her today.
Aisha.
To Aisha, yes.
Yeah, she has been off this set. I think Sportes is now struggling with what Kcca was struggling with in the first
Oh, yes,
set.
definitely.
They don't seem to understand what to do for that ball.
Oh, yes, definitely. And we saw the coaches there still talking. Warren calling the head coach probably to give him a few hints of what he can see as the assistant coach there. But right now the scores are 7-12. Kcca is leading, but Sportes is serving right now, and with Aisha on the service box. Aisha saves and they pass, and it's gonna go to
The sun.
Oh yes, I saw something like like that happen yesterday again. I think
Yes, the
it
sun.
was the match KVC
Yes.
versus Alien Ladies,
Yes.
and somebody did look at the sun, and that happened.
Look at the sun.
Kasana.
Same
Well,
thing, same thing. No.
that's what we get for
The
playing.
fans will be unfair to you, but that is the sun. That's the sun, really. She didn't see that ball.
That's what we get for playing an indoor sport outdoor.
Yes, that is that
We do hope one day we'll be able to play all the games
consistently
indoor.
inside.
Yes.
We are on our way to that. Baby steps.
Oh, yes.
Uganda Volleyball League.
Yes, baby
Hopefully.
steps. I mean, we saw the league launch last week as usual, went back to Lugogo, and I hear there'll be some more matches. But we have to avoid these service errors, especially for playing indoor, because we can't then complain about the wind or the weather or the sun. Maggie puts that one out. 9-13, Kcca still leads.
Both teams don't seem to have come with good services today, apart from one player, Esther. You can see.
I think you just prophesied that one.
Yes,
Both teams really are.
don't seem to have come with a good service today.
What do you think this game? Is it meeting your expectations?
Well, you can see a glimpse of the fights, but no,
It's not, yeah?
No,
It's
no,
not.
no.
I
It's always
also agree.
characterized by fights, cover, blocks. It's not there, and probably it's because of the errors we are seeing on service. They are not getting the momentum that the fans want to see.
Yes, we see that double substitution that we saw in set one. It looks like
Looks like a triple to me. 3 players in.
yes, so Sporters has said, you know what, look, we are going to change it. And they've changed it straight up, by the way. They didn't change it to say opposite for Seta. So this time around, they've changed it straight up, meaning, you know what, they're saying, Doreen, just go out there and show us what you have. And Renata as well.
Oh,
Set going way outside, and Ladot couldn't help the setter on that one. And Kcca here's another point there, 15-9. Same way Sporters led
yeah, 6 points
Kcca in
gap.
first set.
Sporters trying to catch up, but the side is hard for them. Simka, it's out.
She sends it out there.
Sends it out. Sends it out.
I wish we had someone who keeps statistics and they tell us how many serves were missed right there.
Very many services going out.
They-
Kcca has already lost like 4, Sporters has already lost like 3-2. Many service errors.
I'm here in the studio and I'm getting a hint that, don't worry, Coach Memory, very soon we'll be having all the stats. It will be a good thing to commentate, knowing who's leading on the scoreboard, who's doing what, who's serving well, who's sending all the balls out, like we've seen Shamim do right now, reducing that gap to 4 points by Sporters.
Yeah, 2 errors by Kcca, 2 points reduced by Sporters. It's now a 4 points gap.
I wonder if players get to see that they are so high. She was so high above Flavia, the Sporters setter, but she still doesn't cap that ball well enough and sends it out. And now Agnes, her service is back and she gets an ace, and the gap is down to 3 now.
She gets it from out.
I think that ball was dropping. I don't know. We didn't see that part of the court, but I think that ball was dropping.
Yeah. See?
Yes, you're right.
She gets it from
You're
out.
right.
Those are 3
You're
errors
right.
now.
You're right.
3 errors.
The coach
Needed timeout.
Oh yes, definitely. The coach Sharon Pajije there, who's the head coach, while Coach Omuriwe Sheila is away, calls for a timeout there.
That was an attack in the net by Aisha previously. Service out.
Feels to me like our players are tired, both sides. 1 minute they've got the energy, the next minute they're just a bit low. I don't know if it's the day, I don't know if it's the weather, but I must say, for me, the game hasn't really met that expectation that I have.
It's not there. I blamed it on the service, but I don't know. They have not yet got that momentum.
Oh yes, for me, I'm seeing errors from defenses.
Sporters, which looks like they were fine in the first set. Now this second set, they are totally off.
Yes, that's quite true. They really are not playing as they were. They really are not giving us that. We see all sorts of errors, attacks going out, attacks going on the net, some balls where people can communicate. But let's see who gets the better of the day. Agnes will serve again. Will she get an ace? A good pass there in middle, and Flavia just dumps that one, but they get back another free ball. Let's see if they can use this one, and goes to the out, and Shamim gets a kill finally.
16, 12. Kcca looking to reinstate their gap that has been reduced by Sporters, majorly because of the mistakes by Kcca rather than the efforts of Sporters.
Another pass going not to the intended direction, and we see a defense there, and Shamim will go again and gets another kill point. Yeah, you are right that the gap is actually going back there.
It's going back.
What do you think Sporters needs to do on that passing lineup?
They need to improve on the reception. That is the only thing they have to do. They have to break.
But if you look at it,
coming to them.
if you look at it, the last time we said that they're leaving gaps, I see now they've tried to correct and get one step further in, and you see that's a comfortable pass for Shamim there, and pick up, but it will go wide.
Was
The
wide.
defense
You can't
error.
tell, yeah. The reception on both sides is still a bit shaky. But I think it is obvious that when one really does serve well and hard on court, teams are struggling.
That's the volleyball in this century. Serve well, block well, you get your points. Shamim has scored well this past 4 points, and the setter has done a great job bringing her back into the game. I felt like she was a bit way quieter on the first set.
She was quiet, looking forward to see if she's going to use her now in the backcourt position, because she's the one serving right now.
Yes. Most ladies, however, really use backcourt when it's really like a ball that is like, okay, I couldn't set anywhere else. I don't think they can choose to say this is one of the sets that I can set from the first pass as an option.
Yeah.
It's here and there that maybe you'll see a team doing it, and that's a block for the setter's ball there.
The set.
From where we are though, I should say the ball looked like it had crossed, but from where we are,
crossed.
Yes, we're privileged.
But
the point will go to Sporters.
The referee has a better view. But speaking of backcourts, I really did see the newcomers, Remo Stars, using a lot of backcourts.
Oh, that's a good thing. I didn't watch that game.
Backcourt, pipe. Did really well.
Wow,
did really well against the defending champions.
That's a good transition for the Nemo ladies who came in the league this year. But on this game, we have Kcca and Sporters. Kcca leading 19-14. And nothing much really from these two teams except services is what is making the game to flow easily. A good pass there and a good follow-up. So most of the times when both teams pass, you see that it's easy to come up with a side out.
Yeah, it's really easy because and I think they did well bring on here who is comfortable even receiving with the tips. She did really well. Good touch by the blocker, but was not enough to really earn them that defense.
Oh yes, that's true. A 3-point gap now, and is Esther back on the service box? Yes, she is. Even as she gets that point. So Esther really has been playing quite good, especially from the service box today.
Predictions on the best servers really went wide off mark.
Oh, that's true.
She's really proving us.
So the score being reduced again to 3. And ace there, Eunice being aced, and that is still Esther on the service box, 17-19.
Yeah, she made the difference in the first set, in the early stages. She's fighting to make the difference in the late game. 2 points gap now.
2 points gap now.
And the teams have gone for a timeout.
I think this timeout was called out by Kcca as they see the gap being reduced there. Esther really getting the better of the receivers there. And we've seen also at Sporters that Hillary coming in has also changed the game.
Yeah, she has stabilized the reception. She's comfortable receiving with the tips. So it is easier for them. But also the main thing is Kcca is struggling now with the reception. They're back, and all they need right now is to put that board up and break and get Esther out of the service box.
Oh yes. So this set right now we can say it can go either way because the gap has been reduced to 2 points.
Anyone can take it. Good reception.
And the point there.
Esther is off. 3 points gap by Kcca. Sporters will be happy they have reduced this gap.
Oh yes, oh yes. Let's see how Kcca serves. Let's see what strategy. That was quite a clever dump by Agnes Akanyu. There are two Agnes Akanyus and they both play middles, and I hear they're from the same village. Jersey number 15 from Kcca and jersey number 16 from Sporters are the Agnes Akanyus that I am talking about. If you're watching out there, we are live on the Sporters YouTube, and we thank you so much.
Well, the gap is now 4 points.
Sporters calls for a timeout as Kcca has scored 2 consecutive points after a good run of services by Esther. The
Much needed one, but I think now it is 2 timeouts for Kcca, 2 timeouts for Sporters.
and the timeouts are done.
Timeouts are done.
Now the coaches would have to shout from the bench whatever they want to say, hoping that the players can hear their coaches' voices, because in some instances you can get players that seem not to be able to hear the instructions that the coaches give out.
Serie does it again. Comfortable with the tips. She's receiving that ball with the tips and making it easy for the setter.
What I'm seeing here is she is so good with passing and following that ball, especially because they're passing her just straight up. They're not making her move at all, so that makes it easy, you know.
And Kcca insists on serving her, you know.
Maybe the idea is to tire her when we get to the
ball.
when we get to the next set. She could be tired. There's a touch there on that ball.
22-18.
And Maggie goes to the service box, but today we haven't managed to see Maggie save as we are used to her saving.
I haven't seen much of her, and she's one of the best servers here.
We see a substitution there by Kcca. I'm trying to see who got in for who. I can't seem to see her. And they go over her as her block is low. I think the coach brought in Sandra there, the middle blocker, to try and get that block for Joanne. Sandra looks shorter in height, but she does play middle blocker and she blocks well. But that was a dump. Yes.
She does have a high jump. She was let down by the people in cover, but...
oh yes, because that was a dump. A pass there going well, and Agnes has been dumping today, which is so unusual of her. She has been dumping quite a lot of balls. Let's see if Shamim can go all the way, and another peek there, and Lado has been inconsistent.
Lado to use that ball, but Kcca broke her down. 23 points for Kcca, 19 for Sporters.
I didn't see that ball cross the band.
It didn't.
It didn't. Yes, that hit in the net. So an unforced error at such a crucial time. And they ace her. Okay, so now I've seen the strategy. So the strategy is to put off the receiver attacker on front court.
Really working well for them.
For them on Lado.
Working them for them.
Because
didn't quite work well with Hillary, but
yes,
it's really working well for Lado.
Yes. So that is set point there. And how many set points are there? There's quite a lot of them. There's quite a lot. Yeah.
Sporters need 6 points.
And in case they only need 1. And
Hillary finally
messing up that pass, giving them a free ball. Will they finish? And a net touch there when the setter at Kcca had just gone on the block and they had managed to block that one down. The sets conclude.
Reception for a free ball, but Kcca managed to get away with it. It's now 1-1.
Oh yes, 1-1.
Both teams have failed to look like their usual selves in each set. Sporters clinching that first set. Kcca was very off, and now Kcca take the second set. Sporters didn't really look that good.
Uganda Volleyball Federation National League. We are back for the third set. Sporters versus Kcca, live on Sporters YouTube volleyball page from the Sporters volleyball ground. I'm with Eliam Agaba.
Yeah,
Any changes?
yeah, Sporters make one significant change from the start. Hillary comes on for Lado, and KCC have decided to maintain their area squad.
Oh yes, definitely. But we have people watching. I want to say shout out to my one and only twin sister, who I know is definitely watching. Omurio, people in the studio are already laughing, but you all know she's my twin sister. We miss you so much here, and we hope you are enjoying yourself, but you are also getting the skills for us as a country where you are. We miss you so much. See you when you're back, but we hope our live stream is so clear enough for you who took time away from your sleep to just watch your team.
Well, Stamil Abdara says all the best to both teams. That is a national referee. Genevieve Among says nice game, all the best. And Nathan Among says Sporters bench should consider having a female representative. Just saying.
We shall talk about that. Let me say at the break. At the break, me and Agaba are going to talk about that. But meanwhile, Sporters is 1-0, courtesy of an ace by Agnes there on the libero for Kcca. And the game is on. A good peek there by Tina, but the ball is taken out by Flavia, the center player. She really looks like she's scared of making errors. You can see her every time she makes an error. She goes to her teammates to be like, "Oh, come on, guys."
I think this is her first season that she's starting.
Definitely.
Yeah, she still has that fear, but I think she'll come good. She'll come good.
I think she'll come good as well, considering that her teammates are so supportive. But we're also seeing a much more united Sporters team, I should say. Honestly, from where I was last year, I would really come and tell the Sporters girls that even from afar I can see that you're not really playing as a team, but I think it's improving. But let's see how the season goes on, even as Flavia serves. Kcca is 1-2 down in this set.
Damp and
she should have picked up that, right? She should have picked up. I know. Eliam literally went to I'm like, really?
No, you know, KCC I think has one of the best covers in the National League at the moment.
I agree.
Don't expect that from KCC.
I agree.
Yes.
But Sporters will gladly take that error and say, you know what, it was our side out point already. 3-1. They have the lead. Tactical serve there by Flavia. And like you said, that's the cover that you're talking about.
They do have good cover.
But I think also Sporters has improved in the way they are covering. For me, yes, for me, I would love to see them after covering having a transition like what they've done. You saw here someone assisted, it wasn't the setter, and unit managed to score that. So that's the bit I would love to see from Sporters to say, if we defend, what should we do with the ball? Build it up again.
Yeah, both teams are still struggling to use that free ball at the moment.
Off system play there, and Sporters will take that point. Sheila saying to us, thanks for the shout out, Twinny, and thank you, Sporters. Everything is clear from where I am. Thank you, Sporters, for the hookup. No, Sporters is really doing a great job. I know in Zimbabwe there are people who are now constantly opening the Sporters volleyball page to check out on our matches and look at how we play our volleyball here. Finally, we've seen Akanyu from Kcca attack today. She's been dumping.
Yeah, she's been dumping a lot. And I think she really did take long to come up. Most of the teammates came up in the second set. She's now here. Good attack there in one. Flavia couldn't do anything with it. It's now just 1 point gap.
Oh, yes, it is.
No gap at all.
Like I said, if you watch from our view, Agaba, you'll see that some spotters players who should be coming in to pass are actually moving backwards, but we see there a clash between Comfort and Shamira. So I feel like instead of taking that one step to the side, but also with the foot in, they're taking their foot backwards, that thereby staying in an uncomfortable posture to pass.
Mistake corrected, but Kcca blocked that ball down. For the first time this set, Kcca is in a lead.
Oh yes, oh yes. But like you had mentioned, beginning of this game, you expected me, you and I actually expected Maggie to be one of the savers, and I think this is the first time she has managed to get an ace and also save and get her team to a comfortable position of blocking.
Yeah, she's really doing it well.
Shamira passing well there. I am yet to see and watch a quality of Shamira as a libero in terms of her strength. If she's strong in passes, if she's strong in defense, I never really get to see her quite well. Maybe I was used so much to Patricia, but maybe you can help me in that regard.
The strength is in defense.
Okay.
Majorly. She's improving in a lot since she has been a receiver attacker previously.
Oh.
It's a new role for her, and hopefully she can reach the levels the coach expects her to reach.
For me, I think she's well motivated. At least the one advantage that I know is that she looks well motivated. She's young. I don't know how young, but she is young. So she just need to get those basics from training. Maybe we could see another strong libero as a country coming through.
Esther is back on service.
Oh yes.
The only person who seems to be consistent on service today.
And Kcca will definitely be telling each other, get her off the box, get her off the box.
Yes. And she serves it in the net.
She serves it in the net. The pressure is mounting a bit, but that's
being reminded to eat my words here.
as a coach, I would say tough luck because it's the first time.
Yes.
For me as a coach, I would say tough luck. Next rotation, just breathe in and out and save on the fourth service because she's done well for the team, in all honest. That's another player that we spoke about that seems to be now coming back into the game. Yeah, and spotters might want to watch out for her because if she comes up, she's lethal on the block. She's lethal on that attack as well.
Really have to be lethal on the block. She's really tall. She has started attacking and now the service is on.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Comfort and Shamira, that passing relationship, they always seem to be clashing. So the coach might want to have a look at that. Comfort there passes comfortably. And I think that's lazy on both sides. Lazy defense and lazy block. The block just went not too high.
Yeah, he pulls one back for spotters.
Actually, the block went too early. They went too early.
Too early for her. She's really a high jumper.
Oh, yes, she is. The first ref they're saying there was a net touch and spotters getting that point. And the scores are now 7-8.
We're beginning to see what we had expected at the start of the game. A game where both teams are fighting,
That's
covering
true.
that ball, attacking.
That's true, actually. That's what we expected, a point-for-point kind of situation where both teams defend, or at a certain point a team aces. I think being the third set, it looks way better.
Oh.
And we're beginning to see even a couple of players that we thought were quiet in both teams actually trying to come up. My worries though is I'm no longer seeing Comfort. It's like Comfort is sinking. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, she's sinking. Very bad communication between her and Shamira. Reception is not there.
But they're also not giving her those attacks as much as they were feeding her. And we've seen little middle from spotters because their middles, Esther and Agnes, who are playing today. I think they can really score well for the team.
Ball seems to be going wide in 2 and in 4. No ball in the middle. And Kcca is thriving there in the middle.
Someone is saying hard luck to both teams. Well, I don't know what that means, hard luck to both teams, because we know that at some point one team is going to win, but
I think he's talking about the performance they have exhibited so far. Both teams not really playing as expected.
That's true. Flavia, the spotters setter, the newcomer, talking to Comfort there, assuring that, you know what, Comfort, I think she's saying, I need you in this game. Let's see if Comfort can work and come back to that game, because we also, from the commentary box, are expecting her to really give a challenge to the Kcca side.
Kcca urging Shamim on to serve the ball on court. Good service.
She's beating herself. She's beating herself, but that's only 1 point. That's only 1 point. Yes.
See the frustration from her.
Yes. All she needs to remember is that the ball has to be very high. You have to look at the ball from your forehand and get your hands up high. I feel like our setters just see the ball there and they see the space. They don't consider the height of the ball. But yet the skill is supposed to be performed looking at the height of the ball. An easy kill there by Comfort, getting that side out to make the scores 9-11. Kcca is still on the lead.
Akanyo, who has not been good today, especially in service.
I actually haven't seen her in any of the skills. I honestly haven't seen her. I've seen her maybe dump 2 balls, but I haven't seen her.
Not her day today.
Yeah, not her day today, I should say.
The coach insists, and she's still on court. They have not made any substitution regarding center players today. And finally,
she did 7 ace. She did 7 ace the other set, but that was one of the few times we've seen her, and we've also seen her this time around getting an ace as well.
The coach is warning her the ball was going out. She needs to reduce the energy.
That's true. Does she need to reduce the energy or take one step further?
Take one
That's
step
if we still have space on our court. But she's a very good floater, and that pass goes well there. And Maggie gets a side out point on the block of Flavia, short block.
Both teams seem to have improved on the blocks. They are touching that ball. Very few balls are landing on court.
That's true. It's only now a matter of either the players learn to get up high and complete that block by getting the hands above and press down, going to the court side, shifting the outside hand to go on court. Most of the times players just get their hands up high and they think I'm blocking.
And the more experienced players are using that advantage.
Oh yes,
Mag
to hit out. Yes. The 2-point gap has gone on for quite some time now.
Quite some time. That is it now. You can see both teams are now fighting.
Substitution there by Kcca. Tina comes in and she defends that one, but it goes wide. There was a net touch there. So she had probably gone there to save for Flavia. We'll live to see if she's going to stay on the front court. Flavia, who's also a good setter for Spotters, takes the set to the service box.
Gap is just 1 now.
Good defense by Shamira right there. And all the Kcca players looking at the ball and thinking I can get there.
Yes. Communication there. I think that they could have done better there.
And the scores are level.
Leveled scores. Spotters pulling 2 in a row.
Another save off the system ball. The captain manages to score that, going to the longer diagonal. And most of the times you will have the blocking player going way outside the antenna to block that ball instead of staying on court.
Yeah, she really did follow her outside. There was no block. Can't blame cover there.
Yes.
Space was too big.
Yes, the space was too big there. Let's see if jersey number 4, Eunice, can get that serve off system again to Comfort, and Comfort is picked up on defense. It will go to the middle, and another dump. It's picked, and this time around, they put it down. Agnes Akanyu.
14-12, 2 points gap reinstated.
So
Kcca look very determined to get this set.
Yes, but for me, it's the same thing I spoke about to say, whenever sporters get these defense balls, they don't seem to settle to say, let's transition well, let's restart. It's like they don't have a person to say whose role is it to set if the ball is defended on this side. A good block there by Akanyu from...
Pat claims for a touch. The referee says no.
The referee says no touch on that one. Comfort has scored quite well, but on this set, she's just on and off. We see coach calling for a timeout there, Coach Malik. What do you have to say about Coach Malik as a coach there? Do you think he's the kind of a coach who will shout and scream on the bench, or he will just give him instructions? And
he's really calm, both on court and outside in real life. I don't think he has to change, because these girls really understand him. He has taught most of them volleyball from the start, and I think that's okay. That's okay.
I think so too. I think so. I'm just having some fun here, seeing myself on the screen. Thank you so much to the Sporters Tech team. These guys are so good. One day I want to be like them. But yeah, I think Malik is really one of those calm guys, even when he plays, because he also still plays. But right now he's the one, the touchline for Sporters Volleyball Club in this game where the sets are 1-0.
Shamira urging on the players. They know the gap is too big, especially with the way Kcca has psyched up.
You definitely don't want to let a team like Kcca to psych up. And we see there Flavia saying, you know what, you guys have psyched up, I'll bring in the middle.
Yeah, the middle is on now for the first time after a very long time.
After a drought.
Very long time. Really.
I would call that a drought season of the middle. I wish players out there knew that. I believe, and most coaches believe, but because through research, clearly middles can win games.
Yeah, they do. They really can. Middle again.
And she scores
2 points
nicely,
in a row. Yes.
nicely without a struggle. Yeah.
Kcca players seem to have gotten used to blocking out. You can see the center player didn't commit at all. She didn't even jump. And a timeout for Kcca. The coach has seen it, and she has to remind them there is a center player too.
Yes, Coach Sharon Pajije on the touchline. They played for Kcca. I hear played for VVC. Says, guys, come, let's talk about this.
Niwakora Brand says hard luck to both teams. Itanjiteka Amos Impress, former A1 player, says thank you Sporters for bringing live these games. Following from Alua, good to hear you, Agawa, commenting. Let's go S team. Yeah, he's supporting Sporters here.
Yeah. There's so many friends out there. There's so many people out there following the Sporters volleyball page. Do you think one day it's going to be Sporters TV? I mean, just saying, you never know. But we are watching Sporters versus Kcca.
Sporters TV, but we hope it's going to be Uganda Volleyball Federation TV at the right time, because we need something for all of us.
Those are big plans. Those are big plans.
For all of us.
Yes. Or back live on the game, and Maggie dumps that ball, and she manages to cover herself, and Comfort will take that free ball over, and it goes out by
it goes wide. That's Hillary, like you've been saying.
Hillary.
We don't seem to know what to do with these balls.
Yes, you've defended very well, and that was a chance for the scores to go or level, and then someone sends the ball out, an unforced error there, and they give Kcca the 2-point lead again. good pass there by Shamira, considering that she was moving. A good pick there, and the setter sends it, and Aisha sends it on the net. Same thing. You've defended well, you've struggled to defend, and you just send it back straight on the net with that unforced error. Rushed play for me.
Supernatural is coming on again in Kcca. Having started the first set, she comes on for the setter to provide that block.
Supernatural is quite a good blocker. Let's see if she has understood the assignment from the coach now that she is able to block outside after her shifting positions. And they set her side, and she gets that block.
She gets the block. She gives Kcca a 4-point lead.
I think as a coach, normally when something like this happens in my head, I literally talk to myself. I'm like, well done, coach. Well done, coach.
And
But
against Serie, who has been really passing above these players in terms of attack, I think this is a good idea from the coach.
that's true. That's true, yes. But that block seems to have gone to the center player. I think it means she set the block very well for the center player to come and assist her.
Come and cover that ball.
Yes.
Now a 5-point lead by Kcca.
And look at that height. Look at that height that Kcca
Too
has.
high, really.
Yeah.
Too high.
So clearly, spotters should think about other ideas. I would say they should look right behind the block who's there and get that point, because the points are moving right there. But we've seen them just go a bit lower in morale.
Is it a substitute or is it a timeout that is needed here? Because the coaches have opted for a timeout. You can see Coach Albert talking to the ladies. Abaro Caroline, Mama Tiger says, ladies, maybe you are the one who is missing here. You said we need someone on that bench.
Hey, she's
The
a spotters
Abaros,
lady.
yeah?
So please come back, Avaro, and help us. I do know as a woman that as women we do need that support from another woman. We do need that mentorship. So yes, most of the teams in the world, especially in volleyball, you will see males, but a lot of teams have romped in females, especially if it's a female team.
Coaches will think about that. Let's wait and see what they got from the timeout, because their timeouts are over. Hopefully,
They will
they've
get a
got
side
the
out.
notes.
Yes. I'm worried about the position of Comfort and Shamira there. Just as I was speaking.
Your worry has been proved right. They're standing really poorly.
Yes, the posture, the approach, and we've said in that zone, that's where mostly they've been saved. And we see a substitution there. Lado is going to be coming in for Comfort. Have you noticed that it's Maggie who has managed to get these services? She has really come back strong in this set and has managed to get those services that we spoke about. And a free ball will be coming in, set by another player there. Another free ball. So that's the ball I would expect them to score. Yes.
Or receives that free ball. Good reception by Lado.
Both teams seem not to be having that good communication in terms of knowing who should be picking that ball.
Quite understandable on the side of Kcca, because they now have the setter out, since it is Supernatural playing in the setter's position. But it is quite disturbing with spotters.
For
the
me,
setter is on.
For me, spotters, they are rushing. They are there on proper position in terms of defense, but instead of just getting that ball and making it go higher so that your team can just get into positions, transitioning positions, they are rushing that. So their defense is rushed. She easily notices that the setter is too inside and goes on that line, and it's quite hard for the backcourt 6 to cover that ball. You can see Esther having a word with her there.
That makes it around 21-15.
Oh, really? 21? Is it 21-15 or 2014?
21-15.
21-15. So
person on our scoring for us needs to
Sandra is coming there to save. We saw her coming in the other time. She did get quite a good save, but they didn't manage to defend it. Let's see what happens this time, even as Sportes tries to get that side out on a set that they need to really fight. And she gets an ace.
That's an S. That's now
I must say,
7 points.
Coach Sharon's substitutions have done well.
Yeah, she's doing well. All the substitutions have been top notch.
Yeah.
Everyone comes on and does exactly what they have to do.
That's true.
Clearly, she understands her team.
Yes.
She has been there for some time and it's really working well for her.
All right, another pass there that is going on an uncomfortable position, almost dropped there, but Shamim will go and she gets that ball. I feel like the blockers need to press on that block. Either they need to just have a slight weight, and then as she contacts you, press on that ball, because she seems to be hitting their fingers, that meaning that they'll be going down when she hits the ball.
Returning that ball out and they are touching it. She's utilizing that block.
Yes, yes, she is.
They are not killing that ball. They are simply.
And that's still the substitution.
Yes, 24 points, 15 for Sportes. Abaro Karen says, commentators, point noted. I will surely get to that bench of the ladies. Well, you are welcome, but things are bad as things stand right now. 24-15.
And she finally gets the ball on the net. However, I should say she has really done well for her team. The young middle blocker who came from UCU, is it?
I don't really know, but on the Sportes side, the damage has been done already. She has served 3 in a row, putting Kcca just 1 point away from clinching this win.
And we see that
second set.
We see the double substitution there. Renata in. I feel like, this is me just thinking, Renata might need a set of her own and see what she can give her team. But I guess that's not what the coach thinks today. Today, the coach has plans for as a double substitution. Doreen on the service box. Can Doreen really change the game for the set? That's an unforced error. That's one. So Doreen has had one break point. Let's see if she gets another one.
Renata has shown that she's really, really good at blocking that ball. At least. But let's wait and see if Coach Marek is going to give her a chance to start in the fourth set actually. Good service by Doreen.
Good service by Doreen.
18, Sportes chasing 6 if they are going to have to extend this game to game 26.
In a ladies' game, this is possible, but because Coach Sharon still has a timeout, she will take a timeout. Can we address the question that says...
Katu Mediate says Renata has to enter.
We will just choose to love Olukutume and say, we understand.
He's biased.
I think he's biased. I think he knows her, that she's a very, very good player. So, just like I know her, I also believe in Renata. So, yes, I agree with you, Olukutume.
Hopefully the coach really listens to you guys. And you prove to be right because...
all the time she gets in, she really gives us something. So, but however, they seem to both play that kind of same kind of game with her other opposite. So maybe the coach always thinks it's best when she comes on as a double substitution. We're back live on the game and
back live and Sportes are chasing 5.
Yeah, it's a good service run by Doreen.
The frustration is obvious on the faces of Kcca.
I have seen teams come back from 19 and they win the game. Let's see if that will happen here today at Sportes Grounds in Zambia, Kampala, Uganda, in the Uganda Volleyball Federation League. That's an out ball, and that's now 20.
Attacks it wide, 20-24.
What do you want Doreen to do? Serve hard or just cross the ball over?
Yeah,
seeing the blocks that she has.
The situation is very obvious already on Kcca. You can see Maggie demanding a point from Shamim. So clearly all she has to do is pass that ball over.
That's true.
Good
a good pass there, and Mido dumps it, and Shamira picks it up. Can Renata score from it? And almost scored, but they picked it up. And another block there. That's 21. So the double substitution has really worked.
It's going to be a time we witness KCC lose a set after leading about 8 points in 24.
Doreen has really managed to
Now 5
stay in the
points
game,
in a row.
stay focused, and just cross the ball over. And finally, we played it at the same time. Finally, as if we're expecting. I feel like the
Yes,
supporters
yeah.
will think we're biased. We were just wondering how long can this going on? Can this keep going on? But also because we've seen in a lot of games such things happen, and we're also wondering if it could
Yeah,
happen.
it would have been very disappointing for KCC having led about 80 points on 24, and you get to lose that set.
That's
That would
true.
be very disappointing for them. But it is a very big point to take for Sporters who led the first set, and now they are fighting for 2 points.
Now they're fighting for 2 points. You're right.
Fighting for 2
I
points.
almost looked at you. I'm like, what do you mean that is over? Then I was like, no, this
Yes.
guy is really being a volleyball commentary person. So by fighting for 2 points, he means if you win a game 3-1 or 3-0 in volleyball, you take all the 3 points home. And if you win a game 3-2, you take home 2 points as the winner, but the loser takes 1 point. So right now, Kcca has already stolen the point.
KCC has a point already. They could take 3. Sporters can only take 2.
I like that analysis.
Let's wait and see how they perform in the first set.
Yeah.
And hopefully they listen to you and Alan and bring on Renata. I need to see and see if you you guys are right on that.
She
really did perform.
She finished well. She finished very well. Yeah. I think as a coach, I'll be now conflicted to say, but she finished well. So now should I start her or should I just keep her as it was? But we have some comments here. Just love the consistency with the broadcast. Thanks, S Media. And then the next one says, what does it say, Agaba?
Andrew Ekusai, the referees are doing a good job, very consistent with their calls. If they are also alert, given the fact that they even don't have line judges, but they are getting the calls right.
Well, I hope the fans out there and the people out there think the same like you, Andrew. But I do think that today the referees have been consistent, honestly.
Very few
but
complications. They are not. The players are not complaining. I think they are doing really well.
But I also think at times the way the game flows actually gives the referees less pressure. Like we saw in the first set, Sporters really went all the way out to beat Kcca, and same in the second set. So really, the decisions are quite easy to make.
Yeah, there's no pressure, but this is the first set. Sporters is fighting, Kcca is fighting. They know this is the last game for them to win that point.
Yeah.
So I think we shall judge the referees
at the end
in this set.
Yeah,
this is a good set because teams are going to be fighting. Renata is on along with Lado.
Wow. So the coach does listen to Alan Olukutu.
Coach must be having some earpieces, probably on YouTube. with Hillary. So the power attackers, we have Renata, Hillary, and Lado. Only Comfort moving out. No, Comfort moves out. Also, Aisha moves out to be replaced. Shamila starts on again. We are yet to see Patricia play.
That's true. Maybe my last comment on the issue about the referees that Andrew spoke about is also that we really must commend Sporters and Kcca volleyball ladies teams. You hardly ever see them argue with referees. I don't know what's your take, but I'm trying to think about it. A case where I've really seen them argue, it will be maybe really serious decisions. But so far this game and in my previous experience with them, I've never really seen them going to the referees.
Very rarely, but I think it is a policy. They really encourage players to let the captain do the job.
Shamim not blocking there when Esther was coming for that ball, and Esther says, thank you very much, I'll go down that line if you think I am coming to dump that ball. And that's 1-0 in the fourth set.
Three changes in the previous lineup. Seta on for Flavia, Renata on, and Lado starts again. So it is, let's wait and see what these changes do.
And Shamim, who will also saw coming in handy for the Kcca side, has also continued to score, getting that first side out for them to level the scores. And Spotters will go in to try and pass. Let's see how Renata will be hoping to pass as she is on the passing lineup there.
Yeah, let's wait and see.
She's been picked up there. She didn't get the side out. And good defense there again to Renata. Will she kill this one? No, she doesn't. Another opportunity there to Lado now. Picked up quite a lot of mega rallies here for the ladies game. And finally, that backcourt play you were talking about.
Yeah, the backcourt is there, and Shamim really does score on it. You can see teams don't really look, even they didn't expect it. Only one blocker there for that middle ball.
Yes, the other players didn't read it.
They didn't really expect it.
Yes, the set scores are 2-1 to Kcca. She seems to be passing while jumping there, which I always say to passers, if you are jumping, it means you are in motion. But let's think about the laws of motion. You are up there in the air. Surely you have no control. So players need to know that at whatever time I pass, I should be supporting myself with the ground. I can move after or before.
Yeah.
2-all
the scores again from backcourt. Backcourt seems to be scoring. I think maybe because teams don't expect that ball anyway.
Yes.
Akanyo. Is that her?
That's Tina.
That's Tina. Akanyo is off.
Akanyo might be. She's coming in front.
Zone.
Yes.
So Flavia sits.
It's out.
Yeah, okay.
But we are seeing Tina going for that middle block, but I am not convinced. I'm not convinced she knew the setter was going to set for her. She even had to just tap that ball, yet it was quite a good set. I'm not sure about her movement, but I would think she needs to move faster. She needs to explode. She needs to show intention. She gets her serve, and Flavia has to run for that ball. Setter picks up that ball, and it is picked up, and the setter at Kcca knows that I have to defend first. Eunice sends it out. What are your thoughts on Eunice's attacks today? I think the other things she's been trying, block, defense, but her attacks.
Yeah, she seems not to be on the level she has always been on for some time. I think maybe because of the injuries. We have seen the coach try to first put her out, except when things are bad. Yeah, I think they are letting her have her time and first get the fitness she requires.
That's true. She was out almost the whole season after an injury she picked during the NCC last year. And when she came back, she filled in the opposite position for Joanne, and has quite adjusted well. However, you can tell the way she plays that it's a player who's aware that, you know what, I was once injured, and that ball goes on court sadly after people called out.
Very, very poor decision, very
That's
poor
true.
judgment.
As a player, you would expect that you are seeing that ball. Don't listen to the fans.
Hillary again. It's now 4-4.
Yes.
This is what we expected when we talked about this first set. Both teams are going to be fighting. Kcca doesn't want to lose that third point. Spotters are hoping to get a point at least.
That's true.
It's a tense game now.
And when it goes to decisive, I mean, it's anyone's game. But I should say that that's how they started even third set. They were head-to-head until one team started to keep moving. And we finally see an attack there from Agnes, the middle blocker.
Finally, an attack in the middle for Agnes. I think Esther has been attacking, but
yes, Esther has been
for
Agnes. That's true. I think for me, ever since she came to Spotters, I've seen very little attacks for her. Saves are okay, blocks are okay, but the attacks, they really seem to be always reducing. And Eunice is picked up there, and good defense by Shamira, and a dump there that is going to be picked, and Spotters will score. We see Spotters leading by 2 points in a long while there.
Long while. Fighting very well. Now 6-4.
And that's Renata on the service box.
On the service box, let's wait and see how he does it.
Yeah, so the coach finally brought her in, and they've gotten that lead, but she misses that one.
very far away from the court.
Very far, yeah. And we have Maggie, who also was a problem for the Spotters side when they were serving that side. But it looked, though, at some point that like Spotters had stabilized on the service. Let's see if Lado can maintain that. Okay, they pick on Hillary, pick on Shamira.
Attack and a very good block from Kcca.
She's
No one to cover her.
Yeah.
Teams are back on level. 6-6.
Let's see and live to wonder why she would be picking on Shamira. I honestly don't think Shamira today has been a bad receiver. I think the receiver attackers, when picked out, they've been really having to work extra hard. She still picks on. That was a good zone in between Lado and Shamira, and Agnes is blocked again.
Kcca. Oh, that's a mistake. Yeah, Kcca.
Yeah.
Kcca 7, Spotters 6.
Yeah. So they have maintained the same positions, the receivers there, and my worry is if she saves continuously in that zone, but Shamira manages to pass that one, it will go to Hillary, and a pick there by Shamim, and we see the ball go to Eunice, who tries to cover herself after she tried a dump.
Well, she tried a dump. Contrary to what she has been doing before, she has been attacking those balls.
Yes, she has.
She has been attacking
The
those
ball
balls.
looked quite low.
Not for her?
Yes, it was low, so I would expect maybe she should have stood there and tried to get it over the net. But that's the consistency that we lack at times from experienced players. A good pass there by Maggie. It will go on the outside, and she's blocked. Shamim gets it on the third time. But back to what I said, they've had two good defenses, yeah, and they didn't work. Yes, we did see
For that, yeah.
we did see Hillary come to try to get that one hard, and she was also defended. But I would love to really see them.
It was actually Lado.
Lado,
Yeah.
yes. Yes, it was Lado, it was.
But this is the game we expected at the start.
That's true.
At 1 p.m. This is what we expected to see.
That's true.
Both teams are trying now.
Good pass there, no middle, Lado, and she's picked. However, it goes onto the net. I feel like Lado's power is also a bit reducing. She's high above there, but there's
Above the approach,
there's lack of aggression. That's the word.
The approach on the ball is a little bit different. I don't know. She's still improving.
Yeah, it is okay. It's still
Hopefully,
improving.
yeah.
Those are good words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The approach on the ball is not yet good.
Yeah, that's true. But she will probably one day make a good player, and we hope she will be used even for her country, South Sudan. They get a point there from the services of
We are
Hillary.
not seeing what we've been saying in the last sets, where one team gets a lead and that's it. You know the winner. Now it is Kcca up, Spotters up for some time.
That's a good observation
They're
as
all
well.
fighting.
Yeah, they're all fighting now. They are all fighting. A good pass there in the middle and to 4.
Good attack by Shamim. I think Shamim is probably now the best player that Kcca has in this game.
Yes,
Scoring
she's-
most of the points that they have given her.
Yes,
She
she
has been a
is.
very big threat for Spotters.
She is. And Doreen trying to touch that ball, obviously with the height mismatch there. She doesn't manage to get the block
Finally,
quite well.
Patricia is here.
Oh yes, there's Patricia. Let's see what change Patricia can bring.
Guys, one catch, guys, one catch.
That has been happening for quite some time right now. So that's a good strategy service by Kcca, serving 2 players in the middle. Normally, do you understand who should get that ball?
One catch, one
Yeah, really. I think she needs to get it. The receiver attack. The person in 6 needs to get that ball.
Well, for me, I always teach the players that the player who should get that ball is the player whose side that is comfortable to play in terms of right hand side.
Yeah.
So Lado had pushed way onto the line. So it's easier for someone to make their step going to their stronger side, whichever side is stronger. But after that long rally, Sportis manages to get that point, and the scores are back level.
Back level, 2 points, 10-10 now. And, Patricia bringing the stability in the defense that we were looking for.
That's Eunice sending it wide. Good pass, good set, and
that is actually Shamim.
oh, that's Shamim actually. You're right. The hair approach was as if it's Eunice, but I've seen, yes, you're right.
They did send it wide. And the referee gets the call right.
Yes, it's out actually, yes.
Side set.
So that's the difference there with having Shamira, the upcoming libero, with Patricia. You can see Patricia really shouting to say, hey, that's my ball. I didn't defend. I'm the other setter.
Set it well
Set
for her.
very well. And that's Renata there.
Renata, high above the blocks. But
Can
you
we-
feel like Maggie should have done better than this?
Early time out there. I mean, for me, why I'm saying early is probably it's just a 2-point lead, but probably the coach is seeing something else. Just like there's something I need to see, there's something I need to correct. I mean, considering that they are leading in sets.
Yeah, 2 points lead, but when you look at Kcca, I don't think they are here to lose this, to lose a point. I think they came to get 3 points today, and this is the set. For both teams, this is the set, and you can see it from the fight they are showing today.
So, yeah, end of time out there. Let's see if Kcca will get that side out. But Renata finally got to start on her own set on that opposite position, opposite the setter, and then Hillary and Lado being the other outsiders. Esther, who, I mean, we think has been quiet in this game from the first point, is still there in the middle, has a few blocks. Pass gone out there. Free ball coming.
Ball again.
And Renata picked that
takes it.
one. Picked up that free ball again. And Esther there. And Renata getting that one and picked again. And the setter, libero sets it there. And quite a long rally. Net touch there by Kcca, and the score lead is 10 there.
And notably, you can see how well organized the backcourt is with Patricia there.
Yes,
The
yes, it
free
is.
ball is not a
Yes,
problem
it
anymore.
is. Yes, it is. But also, you can tell that she has control when it comes to being the assistant setter when the setter has defended. A change there, Super coming in, probably because Eunice has been having a lot of those continuous attacks there. Let's see what the left-hander Supernatural can do there as Kcca looks for that much-needed side out at this point. Good pass. They've been getting good passes. Good pick there by Doreen and Patricia again. And
Again, Patricia.
if there's one player who's changed this game that we
Yeah,
didn't
that
notice
has to be
was
her.
Doreen. The start of Doreen, because she has picked quite a lot of balls, and Patricia. In fact, Doreen, Patricia, and Renata. Because Patricia just says, I'll sit where I'm facing. And Renata has scored all of them. That's the transition part we're looking for. And it's working for Sporters. 14-10 is the lead.
Well,
And the left-hander scores. People are like, she missed it, but
the
it
coach, has
scores.
barely, the coach has barely made any change that hasn't worked.
That's true.
I think we need to just trust on every change
Yeah,
she makes
she
now.
missed it, but it still scored. Down to 3 right now. 11-14 Sporters leads in this fourth set. And Shamim
Sorry,
loses
Shamim
that
was
serve.
done really, really well in this game.
Yes, Lado goes on the service box. Lado has been just crossing them over, not too hard, but the Sporters block is very, very high.
Yeah, it's a high one, very effective a bit, but it has been used a lot also.
It has been used,
Yeah,
so I
it's
wouldn't
been
say
used a lot.
effective. I would
Not
say it's very
effective.
high.
Very
Let's
high,
see
yeah.
how effective it can be. Picked up there. Good block there by Esther. That's what we mean by effective.
That is effective. But earlier on you said this, they don't play like a team. You can begin to see how now
No, I
So,
said previous
yeah,
seasons. You probably didn't hear. I said this year they are really looking like
and
they
I
are
showed
solid
glimpses
as a
of
team.
their old self in the first set. I feel
So,
like now they are beginning to show what Kcca has been doing.
but for me, it feels like this year really when I watch them, I see even when they lose, I see people who are trying to get to understand each other.
Yeah.
Yes, for Kcca, I mean, we know they have been really quite a strong side working together, and Super seems to be getting picked there, and
She's
good
really
block there,
passing.
and she has blocked
It's
that
being
ball.
picked, but yeah, she has broke that ball. A point in form of defense. She brings that tall block there in the out wide, and it's going to be a point for spotters to think, because with her tall block there, it's going to be a tough battle for the power attackers to attack there.
That's true. So if Sporters continues to get the side outs, they've got a point lead of 2. They can manage to win this game. However, let's see if Kcca is the ones who have 2 sets leading will allow that jump set, and there's a net touch in the middle. There are too many net touch errors there, and setter bringing in the middle.
It's now 17-12. And, just when we thought this set was going to be a really tough one where teams go toe to toe, again at 12 and 17, you feel like the gap is becoming wide now.
The gap is becoming wide. Kcca have not been passing well, by the way. Kcca have not been passing well. So because their passes are all not inside the 3 meter, they are high enough, but it takes really precise setters to get those balls there. But Spotters also seems to have upped their game in terms of the service right now. And the players we came in, as we've spoken earlier on, they really have made a difference. Rorin, the setter, has also made a couple of very good decisions. What a rally. Renata.
Yeah, it must be somewhere saying, I told you so.
I know. Olokotu, please comment and tell us what you think of Renata's play. She has scored probably more than some of the people who started in this game, especially on transition where we're saying Sporters was lacking. So definitely if you're a team that can defend and then you're able to score, it makes everything easier for the team.
She's back now, not as a setter, but as a receiver attacker now.
Oh, yes.
Number 11.
Yes. Damali, yes. They probably want to make sure that those passes go through.
Well, Catherine Echoku says, thank you, Spotters, for the live show. Soita Prota says, very good job, commentators, and thumbs high for the ST media.
Thank you so much, Coach Soita, the men's national team head coach. Esther finally loses that serve, but she has done well for her team. I should commend her today. Good pass by Patricia there. Is it middle? Yes, it is. And it is picked up. And good pick by Patricia. Patricia really doing a good job there. And the libero will cross that one with just a slap, and then middle again.
Oh.
So
20.
Doreen is hitting herself there,
13.
but Egg managed to do something with that.
Yes. Really a short ball.
Yes, but she managed to dump.
Well. Is it safe to say we are going for a decisive?
Could be safe, but being a ladies' team, we'll never know. But really, it's safe to say Spotters have a very, very comfortable lead right now. And you can hear one of their coaches, if it's a technical, shouting patience, meaning patience on that block. We spoke earlier about them jumping early. So now they really timed their block.
It's now a 6-point gap, 14 for Kcca, 20 for Spotters.
Uh, 20 for Spotters. If they just do a side-out game and manage not to make KCCA block them or not to make KCCA to serve them aces, they'll be good to go for that decisive set. Something that we were really hoping to see, but unfortunately we see an error there enforced by Sandra, who has just come in. And I thought that was the much needed break point.
Really bad for Maggie because she really did serve well.
Yes.
She served well. It would have been a very good turning point for Kcca to reduce that gap.
That's true. So now it's 21-14. Spotters comfortable leading, saying yes, we're definitely heading for that decisive set. And gone wide there, they should just keep their side out and they'll be good to go, because that's a huge 6-point gap with Sandra, who we saw coming in and harassing them with the service, going to the service box. But Patricia coming in to pass, and we're thinking, okay, surely Spotters is stable right now.
They look more organized on that reception.
Yes, that's true.
Patricia does cover that.
Good pick there. Patricia covered well, and tight set, and she managed to squeeze that one in. That was quite a tight set. I think Agnes should have just penetrated, as we said.
She should have penetrated. She didn't do that. Kcca took the advantage, and it's now 16-21.
One stolen. Let's see if they're able to get it back. Damali has stayed there on court, and she's a shot blocker, so surely if the ball goes to Hillary, that should work for them.
Well, Hillary's back court in one. She just lost the service.
Oh, the setter is in front, yeah. So it's the setter in front, actually. So that means at the moment, Sandra sends that ball to the net at a crucial point where they really needed to count on that one. And she goes out.
Esther is back, so you really expect Spotters to be more effective on the middle.
And Agnes on the service court.
Yeah. Really hasn't had a good game today in terms of service, but
she has tried, dude. What are you looking at? She's still thinking of the first set. Forgot the other set. She served. She has had several aces.
Okay.
I
good
really
service.
Damali sends that ball out, and that's a break point service. Yeah. So for me, that's why I keep saying we need stats, because my guy has forgotten. He's still keeping the first two sets. The third set, she really served very well, Agnes. She actually has more aces.
More aces, yeah. More aces than anyone. I thought some more services outside than anyone on this court.
No, I doubt. Yeah. She had 3 the other time, and from that time she hasn't put anything out.
Damari is struggling to pass over the ball.
Oh, that's true. She is struggling. Yeah.
And
it looks to me as if the coach is saying, look, let's just finish the set and then we go and restart the next set.
Yeah. Abaro Karen says, go ladies. Says, wow, Patricia, we love you. Yamazima Innocent says, enjoying the game here thanks to the online initiative. And Olokotume Jet says, the substitution has changed the game.
That's true. That's true. The substitution has changed the game. Match point there for Spotters, and Lado goes on the net. Lado really, I hope the coaches are watching, that she needs to have that approach fixed. Yeah. She's a high jumper, the ball is high, but she somehow doesn't swing properly and gives Kcca another chance there for hope. But we saw Spotters also doing that towards the end of the third set, because they really came back strong and the scores really kind of improved. And
they really try to fight a bit late.
And the game is over. The set is over there.
Each team already has 1 point in the pocket. Let's see who takes the remaining points. Fifth set. For those who are watching us right now, there's going to be the last game. It's going to be against between Nemo Stars and Kcca. So don't forget, we are here to serve you.
Spotters doing a great job for the country, but for volleyball at large, people in different countries able to watch the games. We appreciate you, the people watching. I see there's 84 people there watching. just want to show you a bit about the Ugandan volleyball Sporters versus KCCA. We are going for the decisive. What do you think? Decisive.
Decisive. The referee calls the captains, and well, as a commentator and a Sporters fan, I don't know what to say.
I think it's gonna be a tight match. If you look into it, the last two sets, yeah, we've been seeing these two teams going head to head until 15. So if surely that is maintained, then the race to 15 should be really fun to watch.
Yeah, but you see, the inconsistency on the teams is a little bit bad. They always fight up to 10 there, and then somehow one team takes the lead. So you don't really know who is going to do that this time.
Oh yes, that's true. But yes,
They seem to lose focus when they reach 10 there.
that's true. So should we safely say that the team that reaches 10 first will clinch it? But now every team is going to psych up
Yeah, really.
to say this is a race to 15.
Going to be psyching.
Yeah, it's hard to predict. But
The last set, it's just 15 points.
yeah, but
Have to wait and see how the coaches approach this game.
that's true.
And so far, all of them have made the best substitutions. We wait and see who starts.
Right, for me, I should say watch out for the players like Esther on the service box, Agnes Akanyu, KCCA Sporters on the service box, because they've really had those aces, and also Maggie from KCCA. The last few sets we've seen her getting those balls on her palm and getting it. I haven't seen Joanne, the KCCA Kenyan setter from Kenya, getting those serves, because she's also a very good floater. So for me, it will go down to what will Esther Agnes do on that service box. We also saw there's one other person who was serving at Sporters, Doreen.
Doreen has really served well, but also you have to wait and see how the coach is going to look at the dilemma she's in between starting with the Supernatural, who came on and did well. And then there is also Eunice, whom she has preferred to use as an opposite this time.
My guess is she might use Eunice because of the experience, maybe.
Because we have to wait and see what she does, and hopefully it works for her.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Uganda Volleyball Federation, the game between Kcca and Sporters, live from Zambia grounds, the home of Sporters. The deciding set here, Kcca has made a change. They are starting their young middle blocker, who in stature looks so short, but I can tell you she really explodes. And obviously, Sporters have left the team that got them to this decisive set. The Renata, Patricia coming in, and on the setting side, that is Doreen there to start the set. Sporters serving. A good pass there, and good pick there by Patricia, even as we've been talking about the experience, and the block there, and free ball, that young lady managing to block, and tight set there, and Eunice manages to send it over, as I said. Good pick there, and Maggie sends a free ball there, and Esther manages to score that ball. Joanne, the setter for Kcca, has had quite a lot of error defenses as well. Sometimes she gets them, but sometimes she seems to be having her body facing off court, which I think is what causes her to not to get those defenses well. So Sporters now has a break point because they saved courtesy of that good defense by Patricia. Good pass there by the libero Kcca. No, not a good pass because it goes outside, and the setter couldn't assist. Middle, and she scores again. That's a 2-0 lead. So the idea of having the middles start with the service is working for Sporters because they are their strongest savers, you can see clearly, but also the idea of having Patricia, who has done so well in that defense. Another free ball there by Eunice. I wonder why. And another free ball there by Esther. And the young lady, Sandra, gets that side out after a transition. The scores are 1-2. She goes to the service box. Good approach there by Sandra. Free ball there taken in. Free ball taken. And the middles, Doreen wanting to make a statement there by setting her middles. And also Joanne saying, I will set my middle as well, so that we get it equalized and the scores are 2-2 there. Spotters seems to have stabilized, especially on their transition game. And credit goes to Patricia, the libero. So 2-2 are the scores. Sandra still on the service box, and Patricia passes that one comfortable middle setter, and that ball is too short there, and it goes to middle. That ball is too high. So the first one was short, the second one was high.
Teams fighting.
Teams fighting very hard.
Both teams fighting hard, but Kcca has won the last 2 battles. 3-2.
There's a lot of communication in the ladies' game. For every move, actually, you'd hear either the coaches talking or the players talking, encouraging each other. Sandra saves that one into the net.
This is a change she made at the start of the game.
Yep.
Starting ahead of which center player was that?
Tina and Flavia. We saw the first 2 sets Flavia started.
She has made a lot of changes in the middle, with Spotters yet to make any change out there.
I think for me, that goes to show how a coach trusts her bench. That goes to show the depth that a coach has. That ball going out there, Eunice trying on that line, and gives a side out point, a break point to Spotters.
Yeah, now 4-3. Wow. But you can see
overturning the hand, overturning the hand on the wrist there.
Yeah, she was really up there.
The line was open actually, but she overturned her wrist. So the score is 4-3 for Spotters, and both teams having comfortable passes and both teams running middles. Middle being blocked there by Esther. Esther really playing very well, and the scores are 5-3.
5-3 in favor of Spotters. You can hardly call this lead a comfortable one, but they'll be happy they have it.
Oh yes, because it takes 2 points to level and to lead. Timeout called by Kcca, as this is a shorter set. We do expect coaches to call early timeouts.
You can't afford to let this go on, because a bigger range would put them in a difficult position.
So yes, both teams now really playing and saying, you know what, there's some urgency, there's some plays that we need to make, even as the coaches are taking early timeouts here. Let's see what will change on the Kcca side, considering that the past 2 passes have been really well. There was an error there, and there was also a good block. So we see there Coach Malik talking to Doreen, most probably saying they might want to come to your side. But position 5 has really been closed down by Patricia, the middle again. And I feel like going to Patricia's side right now is almost something that we can say is really a bit not working. They may need to think about it. So you see, going that line, they score, but everything from Patricia's wing has been cleared.
She has been really, really good, and I think they need to change a bit. Kcca, I think they have already realized that, and they need to change a bit.
One catch, guys, one catch.
Too high for Lado.
Too high a chase for Lado. Eunice on the service box, that means setter in front. Can Eunice serve we live to see, because she hasn't had quite a lot of those good saves. And Lado comfortable passes that middle, no, and set error by Doreen. One of the set errors we've seen her do. That gives KCCA a chance to equalize.
It's 5-5. Sportes has not made any points since the timeout.
They need to take advantage of Renata when she's in front. Like, I mean, that's why she's in that position, because when the setter comes in, there might be a gap there. And for KCCA, Shamim will be coming front court.
Okay.
Again, another out, but that was a result of the first error pass that we saw coming from Patricia, who has been really consistent, but Eunice stays on the service box at 6-5.
Sportes giving away their 2 points lead, and now they are trailing by 1 point.
Yeah. So they need to fix that line, but also Eunice has come out with those services at the right time for his team and saves the end.
Oh.
I hope the coaches do notice that if you want Hillary to work, please don't serve her, because all the times they've served her comfortably,
Yeah,
she will
really
pass, move out, and follow that ball.
She's really comfortable
She's
receiving
comfortable.
that ball and attacking.
She's like, now you've given me the challenge.
Serves it wide.
Saves it wide, and that was Esther, one of the services they needed.
7-6. As teams get ready to reach the 8th point where they are going to be turning.
And Maggie is going to the service box for that team. Can she stay on the box, or can she?
She has been consistent just like Esther. She does serve it very well. Renata crosses. It's a point for KCC.
That was not a good assist by Hillary there.
Yeah.
She just should have just sent it somewhere in the 3 meter.
Clearly, the only person who seems to be setting that ball well is Patricia.
Patricia. Oh yes, of course. I mean, the liberos are the second setters. I mean, according to how the game is evolving. So we see the teams change over there. Simple because it's a decisive. So if you're new in volleyball, it's 5 sets, and if both teams get to 2 sets, they play up to 15 instead of up to 25, and they have to change over the sides at 8. And KCCA has that service, and Maggie for KCCA on the service box, and we do have Renata on the opposite side. Agnes Akanyu, middle front court, and Hillary front court. Both 3 of them who are really lethal if they get the sets well.
Very lethal, but same thing for KCC. Really difficult game here. And
We're laughing at a comment. We're laughing at a comment. Can I read it after this point?
Yes, you can.
Net touch there when the ball was being dumped. Okay, please stop distracting us. We're trying to give you guys good things. So Justice Pinomujuni says, I don't know. He's trying to say, I didn't know that William can speak this English. Well,
he hasn't heard me speak English because he speaks the local language, same as I. So, but Coach Soita says the middle will win the game for either team on offense.
I agree. Renata is out probably just for as a double sub, but also because Flavia is a good saver, so she needs to start saving. But I would have thought they should have just put them on there, because now they've got 2 players, unless if they want to put Renata back. But I would have said just put the other one so that she can block.
Yes. Poor reception from KCC. But
it is out from Hillary there.
Yeah, it takes it out. They failed to utilize the free ball again. It is now 9-7. Yeah, touch the antenna. It's out. KCC make the substitution.
I think
Number 17,
I think that
Flavia is
sub
back.
is just for blocking, because in terms of attack, I would say Sandra is a bit of an attacker more than Flavia. So let's see if Flavia gets that block. But also, she's been having a lot of net touches and an ace there on a ball that was going out on Lado.
She really did touch it. It's a touch.
Yeah. Same thing. Players need to stay on the floor. Adjust your body, stay on the floor, and pass that ball. So the minute she left that ground, trying to avoid it, then it hit her. 10-7, almost what we can say a comfortable lead. Not comfortable, but comfortable because we're going to 15.
Okay.
Good pass there by Patricia opposite. And
Oh.
ball is picked, but that was a high spike. That was a boom spike, and the blockers didn't see it, but it will be good enough for a side out there.
Really converts it well into such a high jump.
That was late jumping by the blockers. They were over patient, and you can see them still up even as the ball is landing. Good pass there by Maggie, middle, and Flavia does score. Wow, never underestimate any player.
The coach has done really well on her substitutions.
Oh yes, today she has done
Was,
so well.
Was
like
really
she's-
very confident of you to doubt her.
That's true. Yeah. But Coach Soita here, I think that's why you are the head coach. He says middle will win the game. And Coach, yes, we do agree. Both teams are going on the middle on this decisive set. Was that an ace?
No, that was a service out.
That was a service out.
Service
Okay.
out. Scott is trailing by 2, but Kcca can only make 4 points and finish this game.
But it's Agnes on the service box. Let's see if she still has it in her, what she has shown us the past 2 sets, I should say. Shamim passes that, and it's not in position. Will Eunice score? She gets a touch.
She gets a touch. And now it is 12-9. Sporters not only have to score, but they have to make sure Kcca doesn't score
That's
more points
true.
because
That's true. They need really
time is running out.
they need to get a side out and get break points as well, either an ace or a block. Let's see. And also they need to stop Kcca from getting a block, especially now, because then they'll go to 13.
Yes. Yeah, 12, yeah. 12-9.
So
13-9. The big range is back. 4 points lead.
you said the big range normally starts from 10.
that's 10.
This time, however, it
Swing
started
cuts.
from like 8. When Kcca had 8, they just kept that lead.
Now you can confidently say from the precedence we have had, Kcca is taking this one.
I think Sporters just needs to compose themselves. I haven't seen beginning of this set. I saw a lot of good passes and a lot of middles, but because Kcca has managed to really finally get better of Patricia, it has taken the whole team down.
Yeah.
But I'm also wondering why the coach hasn't sent Renata back, but probably because the setter is backcourt. But I haven't seen any effective attacks from that wing from Aisha.
From Aisha.
Yes.
She's not effective there.
It's not effective
Not
there.
effective on block,
On
not
block
effective on
anyway.
attack, yes.
So yeah. And good timeout there by the coach, reducing the gap to 3.
Last set, same old mistakes. Around 3 services have already gone out from Kcca side. So really you think these teams need to work on services, most of them. The services are mainly going out.
Yeah.
And Renata is back,
Yes, front court now.
but Sporters at
High block.
3.
Very high block there. I haven't seen Lado get those blocks quite well, but she's very high. That can scare anyone. But then Eunice says, I'll not be scared, but she's blocked either way. And the middle sends it over there and ball out. That was a good choice though by the setter.
Choice.
Good choice, because there was one attacker there. One of the few errors we've seen Esther make.
The ball really did pass, but it went out.
Could it be also a
14.
result of Doreen's sets that are way too low? I've seen a number of them being too low for those middles.
They are really too low. But she's attempting to put them there at least.
At least
Yeah,
she
she's
is.
keeping
Yes,
the
more than
middle
Flavia.
blockers in the middle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is this the last time out for the game?
Last time out for Sportes.
Or is this the last time out for Sportes? I said for the game because if Kcca gets the point, it was for the game. But if Kcca doesn't get a point, we might see another timeout. We'll live to see, even as the coach tries to.
That's going to depend on how Sportes appreciates the notes they have just got right now.
Oh, yes.
If they can do well, then I think Kcca will be forced to call that timeout.
That's true. That's why I literally said, is it the last time out of the game? And then you corrected me, you said no for Sportes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with Eliam here, and he's really speaking English. Big words in volleyball. I mean, it's been it's such a pleasure just being with him here.
No doubt, I've not heard this before, so it doesn't come as a surprise.
So on the service box, we will have Shamim there. Something taking too long. The refs are obviously trying to organize a few things. There we can see the second ref going to the table. Kcca must have forgotten who's supposed to be on the service box addressing a few things, but we will wait. It's taking quite some extra time. So it seems it's the middle there serving. Flavia, who his serves can be yes, at times no, at times, but this is the last point. Can she ace or can she just cross it? And she sends it out.
So the coach had an option of bringing back Sandra.
I was about to say that.
She had the option, but opted for Flavia.
I think the coach must be saying, what if the game goes in front?
Yeah.
But they've 3 match points, which should be good enough.
All Kcca needs right now is to
one.
Defend.
Lado.
Lado is on service.
Actually, they need to tack one, which is the easiest option. And Lado gets an ace. We could see.
This is the time the coach is going to call for that timeout and remind.
Like we spoke about, I think so. Shamim should have moved there. That ball was going to Shamim. She should have moved. And that wasn't the last time out of the game. It was the last time out for Sportes.
It was very conditional on how Sportes appreciate the notes, and I think they need to calm down and score just 1 point.
Yeah.
Just 1 point.
It's also crucial where the setter is going to set the ball for. But I would literally tell you, middle has got higher chances of scoring. On the outside right there, they've got Maggie, who only scores mostly when she goes on the line. If she goes diagonal, she's mostly defended. And then on the opposite there, they've got the versatile Eunice and experience. So for me, if I was the setter, I would set middle or I would set opposite.
Okay, let's wait and see where she puts that ball. Because that door is being cheered on by the fans. And she serves it in the net.
And the game is done.
Again.
Wow, what a way to finish. That is the coach's point.
Yes, Sportes lose at home against Kcca.
I feel like maybe the fans should also know people's mentalities. Is it memory? Is it Eliam? How does memory respond to the crowd?
But I think it was really, really tough on her.
Thank you very much for joining us on this live match. Kcca has taken the 2 points. As Eliam said, one team needed 1 point. So Kcca goes home with 2 points. Sportes goes home with 1 point. Anything that you take home from this game?
Yeah, it's a good. I think the reaction was good on both teams. The substitutions were good for the coaches. It's a good test for teams which have played semi-finals for quite some time in the league, and it's a good test for them. Hopefully, they are going to come up and improve on their games, because some aspects of the game were still bad.
That's true.
The only thing we can wait for now is for those who are with us on YouTube. We are coming back live for Nemo game, which is the last game for you today. Kcca versus Nemo. We are going to show you that one too.
Okay. Thank you so much for being with us. Shout out to my twin as usual. Shout out to Coach Soita. Shout out to Ejed, Abalo, Caroline, Brian, Tunamunji Justice. Thank you so much. And shout out to Sportes for affording people the ability to watch these games live. Thank you. We're out for a few minutes before we come back for the Nemo Kcca game, which should be an interesting game for the men's side.